Namaskar. Today I'm going to explain about the concept of force. When we introduce this topic in grade 8 and you ask children the definition of force, generally the definition that comes is force is the push or pull of an object. Right? It is either the push or the pull. But is it true in all the situations? Now if we talk about a simple example of, taking a ball. So if I ask children that when I am throwing this ball and catching it, what kind of force I'm applying? So when I ask this question to the children, the answer that comes is we are applying the force of pull while catching the ball. So I said, okay, now let's just deep dive into the concept. Suppose this ball, when it is dropping down, it is under the free fall of gravity, right? And in order to catch the ball, it is already at a speed, you lower your hands, and what meets the eye is that we are lowering the hands and we are drawing it towards ourselves. However, if you see closely, the ball is already in motion. In order to stop a moving object, to catch the ball, you need to stop it. To stop the ball, what are you required to do? You are required to give a slight push to the ball to catch it and then lower your hands. So we are often missing out the small fraction of second for which we push the ball in the opposite direction in order to reduce the speed, change the direction of motion, and then bring the hands down to catch the ball. Second example that I give is, for example, to clarify the concept more, let's just look at this particular car, right? If the car is moving on the road and you want to stop this moving car, what are we supposed to do? The car is moving from this point to this point in the forward direction. I have to stop the car. If I'm standing here, what I'm supposed to do? In order to stop the car, I'm supposed to apply a force from this side which pushes the car back in order to stop. If I pull it, it will lead to the increase in speed of the car. In order to stop the car, I'm supposed to apply a push in the opposite direction. So that means in order to stop any object, to change the direction, to change the speed, right? What am I supposed to do? Apply the force in the opposite direction. So when we talk about ball, catching of ball, right? What am I going to do? The ball is already coming down. I pull my hands down, but before pulling my hands down, I give a slight push to the ball in the opposite direction. Number one, to change the speed, reduce the speed. Number two, to change the direction of motion of the ball. And number three, to bring it to rest. And then I introduce another topic, that is when we lower the hands, what are we doing? We are trying to buy more time to reduce the impact of the force, which may lead to the injury of hands. So we are trying to reduce the time gap, right? To reduce the impact of force. So these two examples, they clarify the concept of the force. So in this particular scenario, it is not only the pull, but a slight push and then the pull to catch the ball. Another example that I give my students is, for example, I have to open the door and I have to close the door. When I have to open the door, what do? I just, suppose this is the door, I have to open the door. I'll keep applying a force, pulling it towards myself till the time it reaches a point where I want it to be placed in order to be open, right? Now think of the situation. You have applied the force of pull towards yourself and the door continues to be under the influence of the pulled force and will keep on, opening till the time you slightly apply a push to leave it at the desired place. So again, when you are opening the door, both the forces are involved. First, you pull it towards yourself, and when the point where you want the door to be left, you give a slight push and you leave it there. Because you want to change the direction, you want to reduce the speed of the motion of the door, and you change the direction in order to leave the door at the desired place. Same is the case with while closing the door. When we close the door, suppose this is the open door and I have to close it, I'll push it towards the door pane, right? the door will keep on moving till the time it is applied a slight pull towards myself and left at the place where I want it to be placed closed. If I do not do that, what will happen? I'll just keep on pushing the door till the time it hits the door pane, and then when it gets a force from the opposite direction to be stopped, till the time the direction of the force gets changed, it will not rest at the place where I want it to rest. So these three examples: one of the ball, catching the ball; second, by the car, in order to stop I have to apply a force of push; and third, while closing and opening the door. These three examples are the cases where there is a misconception of only a push or a pull being involved, wherein it has both the things which works on the object. It has the force of push as well as the pull. Thank you.